Let's see this question. We're given two equations and two variables. So obviously for the second one, we want to square both sides. Right? We want to simplify it basically. So perfect square formula, right? The first one square. Well, when we square this square root, get x divided by y. Then when we square this negative term, we get a plus y divided by x. Then the middle term is the next negative 1, negative 2, negative times 2 times the first one times the second one. Well, the first one and the second one are multiplicative inverse. Then when we multiply, we get a 1. So that's it. When we square the left-hand side, we get these three terms. For the right-hand side, 15 squared is 225. 4 squared is 16. Now let's add 2 on both sides. Add 2. Add 2 on both sides. So 2, we want to change to multiply 16 over 16, which we get 32 over 16. We need common denominators. So 225 plus 32, we get 257. So let's rewrite this. 257. Okay, so out of the second one, we simplify to be this. Well, now the left-hand side we can combine, right? So what we do, we multiply by 1 each one. This one we multiply x over x. This one we multiply y over y. We need a common denominator of x times y or y times x. Then x times x give us x squared. Y times y, y squared. That equals 257 divided by 16. Then cross multiply 16 times this equals to 257 times this. So get 16 times x squared plus y squared equals 257 times x1. Okay, so get this one from the second equation. Let's write this as 2. Now let's go back to the first equation. First equation also we can make this square, right? We square both sides. We square both sides. So x plus 2, x plus y squared. So let's write 1. So we get the first one squared plus second one squared plus 2 times the first one times the second one. That equals to 34 squared. Okay, so now let's use these two equations. So maybe, because the first one we have 16 times x squared times y squared, maybe you multiply 16 for everyone. You multiply 16, then we get 16 times x squared plus y squared plus 16 times 2xy, that's 32xy. Then it equals 16 multiplied by 34 squared. Now, according to the second one, 16 times x squared plus y squared equals 257xy. So let's substitute this into 257xy plus 32x1. That equals 16 times 34 squared. So 257xy plus 32xy, we get 289x1. That equals 16 times 34 squared. So we divided by 289 on both sides. I want to change the color. Then this side becomes 1. Now 289 actually is 17 squared, right? So 34 squared divided by 17 squared. 34 divided by 17, that's 2. So we get a 16 times 2 squared, which is a 4, which we get 64. So xy, so we get x times y equals to 64. Well, remember the first equation, we'll have x plus y equals 34. Now we can use these two equations. So the second one give us y equals to 34 minus x. And then we substitute into the first one. We got x times 34 minus x equals to 64. So we got 34x minus x squared equals to 64. Well, let's move every term to the left-hand side, to the right-hand side, leave 0 on the right-hand side. Negative x squared move to the other side, become positive. Positive 34x become negative. Then we have this positive 64. Okay, out of 64, so we can factor this, right? We can factor as x minus 2, x minus 32. Because a negative 2 times negative 32, that's positive 64. A negative 2 plus negative 32, that's negative 34, the middle term. So that gives us two solutions by zero property, where x minus 2 can be 0, x minus 32 can be 0, which means each factor can be 0. So we get that x equals to 2, x equals to 32. Well, remember x plus y is 34. If x is 2, y is 32. One solution. If x is 32, y equals 2. Okay, so I have two solutions.